Smith and Nelson in the morning on 94.9 KYSS FM.
Montana's country leader, 94.9 KYSS FM. Walker Hayes there with Smith and Nelson for the morning. Good-looking day, too. Nice and sunny out there for the day.
Yeah, take that.
Only mid-50s, though. 56 expected to be the high for Missoula. Bump it up over the next couple days into the upper 50s and low 60s. Mid-50s with some sun for your Tuesday. All right, Smith and Nelson, hero of the day.
All right.
Nothing worse than getting a scam call, and you know it's a scam just right off the bat. You're like, why are you wasting my time?
Yep.
This guy, I mean, we might as well just give him the medal to pin on his chest that says National Hero.
If we had an official Smith and Nelson medal, we would send it to him in the mail.
That's all it needs to say. Just National Hero.
Yeah.
This is great. A YouTuber, which I've watched some of his other videos.
Oh yeah.
His name is Mark Rober, and he's always he has it out for scammers because like all of his videos are designed basically to catch people in the act or to
annoy scammers in some way. Yeah.
He's I don't know his whole background. He's got like an engineering degree or something. He's always building these contraptions. Like he'll build something, in an Amazon box, leave it on a porch, set up the hidden cameras. They'll see somebody will come and porch pirate come and take it.
Yeah.
But then like there's cameras built into it, so then you get the point of view perspective of the person stealing it.
Yeah.
Maybe getting in their car and then like a countdown will go down. A glitter bomb will explode in the car. There's always all kinds of crazy stuff.
Okay.
And it's and he videotapes it and posts it. It's great. It's fun to watch people have the karma instantly strike them.
Instant comeuppance.
But this was great for his newest video. He decided he was going to get a little revenge on scammers. So he ended up working with an ex-scammer, and he got hired by a call center in India.
Okay.
And so basically he wanted to get an in so that he could get in the building with the scammers.
Yeah. So
he could plant prank devices in the offices. It says it took like 18 months for it all to come together.
Wow.
By the time he got hired...
that's the long game right there.
Yeah, by the time he got hired, got in there, was able to kind of get the lay of the land, set stuff up, but ended up filming it for a video, which is great. So ended up planting a water bottle that had a military-grade fart spray in it.
Wow.
To go off in the office. They left special soap in the bathroom that when people would use it, it would dye their hands blue. Left a box of Viagra in the bathroom with the boss's name on it.
Nice.
Smuggled a microfogger into the office that filled the entire office with smoke. Had a lunchbox full of cockroaches that was rigged so that it would open and the cockroaches would all run out and scatter at once. So they ended up doing all these pranks, lined them up so they would happen back to back on the same day.
Wow.
And then the team, they hacked into the security camera in the building so that they could get all the footage of what was happening as all these pranks were happening.
I'm thinking to myself, like, how did he even get hired at this place? Like, did the place not run a background check on like who this guy might be?
That's true.
How like, oh, you're the guy on YouTube who does pranks. So, like, you have a reputation for doing wacky, ridiculous pranks. He was
working with an ex-scammer, so I'm sure they fudged a little bit.
Yeah, maybe that's the case. They scammed the scammers.
That's right. I'm sure there was some fake ID stuff going on. Get him in there. The best part is, so they do all this, they get the video. The best part is, a lot of different scam centers in India heard about what was going on at this place.
Yeah.
They got paranoid, and they thought, oh gosh, some of this is going to happen in our building?
More pranks are coming.
Yeah, are we the target? So a lot of the places shut down for several days, it says.
Wow.
And based on their revenue, they estimate that it stopped scammers from stealing about $2 million from people.
Nice.
Based on the pranks at one place and then the fear from other places. And just a high five for this guy.
Yes.
I mean, this is the favorite story, my favorite story I've seen. I think from the week here so far.
That's pretty cool.
It's just amazing.
Yeah. So if you got slightly less scam calls this week, it's probably as a result of this.
And to top it all off, he hacked into kind of the database for all the bunch of these different scammers, basically downloaded their info and then passed it on to the FBI.
Oh, nice.
So, as I said, national hero on the medal. Pin it on his chest right now.
There you go.
I have not watched the video yet because I just saw the story here this morning.
So you just been laughing at the description of everything that happens in the video.
Just tickles me.
Yeah.
Just to think these scammers all day long stealing money from people. And then next thing you know, they're running from fart spray and cockroaches because someone got on the inside.
Yeah.
Forget all these Hollywood movies of getting on the inside with the mob and stuff.
Sure, yeah. This is the movie we need to see.
They need to make one about this with this guy. All right, pretty cool video. Again, his name is Mark Rober, Rober. If you want to kind of jump online, check out his different social media pages, YouTube videos. I got to watch this one a little bit later, though.
Yeah.
This looks like good stuff. All right, there you go. Getting a little revenge on the scammers. Smith & Nelson is our hero of the day.
Luke Combs is now doing this so big. He needs to do it in Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. And listen for the contest codes at 820, 1020, 120, and 420. And then enter them on our app. Grand prize winner gets tickets for them and a friend, airfare, hotel, and $500. Get more info and contest rules on our app. Sponsored by Sony Music Nashville and by
Montana's country leader, 94.9 KYSS FM.
It's back.
What they say, what they tweet, what they do, it's what's making news in the world of country music. This is the Music City 60 on 94.9 KYSS FM.
Yes, it is the Music City 60. Carly Pierce and Ashley McBride's Never Wanted to Be That Girl has reached number 1 on the Billboard Country Radio chart, which is Ashley McBride's first number 1. Also, they're only the second female duet to top that chart in 30 years.
That's amazing right there.
Absolutely. And actually, the first one was just last fall with Elle King, Miranda Lambert, Drunk and I Don't Want to Go Home.
That's even more amazing.
Yeah, kind of wild that it took that long. But
that's how it always works, though. Something doesn't happen forever, then bam, bam, happens twice.
Exactly. Well, there you go. So top of the charts. Very cool to see that. Rascal Flatts, they broke up right around COVID. We're supposed to do a farewell tour and then didn't. Kind of got derailed by the pandemic. Jada Marks' wife, Allison, recently told Fox News that COVID caused the band to cancel their farewell tour, ultimately go their separate directions. I do believe they'll be back together once again because they're all still friends and partners in business, and they've had such a strong run for so long. So if you are a fan of Rascal Flatts, there is hope yet that maybe they'll come back together.
I just feel like there's some unfinished business from the going away tour getting canceled.
It really does.
You just can't end it with oh well. All right, here's one with Thomas Rhett telling Music Mayhem magazine he is not a fan of feet. This is his quote.
Good for him.
This is his quote. Not a fan. I mean, I like wearing sandals, but I'm not like a feet person. I don't even like rubbing my wife's feet. I know we all have them. I just don't like to think about them. They look kind of creepy, So if you want to go see the feet hater in concert, by the way, we'll have your Thomas Rhett tickets for the Adams Center to win at 7:45 this morning.
Everyone in the audience should take off their shoes during that show.
That'd be great.
Be incredible. Taco Bell pulling out all the stops to plug the return of their Mexican pizza, which is back on May 19th. But the hype will reach its peak on May 26th when Mexican Pizza the Musical airs live on TikTok, starring Dolly Parton in the lead role.
That's what we've been waiting for.
Dolly Parton, Doja Cat, and a TikToker named Victor Kunda. They are all in the movie. Dolly posted a photo yesterday showing the cover of the movie script. She captioned it, "I'm making Mexican Pizza the Musical with Taco Bell."
That's great. There was that whole thing where she was like, "No, I'm not accepting the induction to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame if you give it to me." No, this is she probably knew in the back of her mind, like, I got that Taco Bell thing coming up. I can't be inducted into the Hall of Fame now. That's great. When's it on?
May 26th.
Oh, we got to watch that. For
yes,
sure.
Definitely.
And now you're in the know with Nashville. Smith & Nelson's Music City 60, 94.9 KYSS FM. Pulled from the KYSS FM mobile app. This is What's Going On Around Town on 94.9 KYSS FM.
Yes, it is What's Going On Around Town, and this is something I'm pretty excited about. MizCon is back, which has had to take off the last couple of years due to COVID, as so many things have had to do. But MizCon is, of course, a big convention of fantasy, sci-fi, comic books, pop culture, all that kind of stuff. It takes place at the Holiday Inn in downtown Missoula, and it's going to be back for Memorial Day weekend. One of the big names there this year. There are a few guests of honor. The big one is Charlaine Harris, who wrote the Southern Vampire Mystery series, which became the basis for True Blood on HBO.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. A really cool one.
I can't remember. Did you go to this before?
I believe, I went to one, I think it was in 2019. I stopped by. I don't think I went for the whole 4 days, but I hung out there for a couple of hours, yeah.
Did you see anybody, speaker, special guest? I can't remember. I feel like there was somebody you were going to see.
I think with that one, I was more just like kind of exploring the space, the convention center a little bit, and that kind of stuff. But it is a lot of fun, and so definitely excited to see that return May 27th through the 30th. And we got the details on the website, KYSSFM.com, and your free KYSSFM app.
All right, fun family event coming up. Going to be over at Ogren Park. It's the Family's First 500, which they're describing it as a Spartan race meets American Ninja Warrior meets a derby event.
Okay, so there's a lot of things going on here.
So that sounds pretty fun if you ask me.
Yeah.
It says, kids of all ages, grab your best teammate, get ready to race your way through 12 adventures, from tire flipping to tunnel crawls to racing your custom wearable race car around the final Carl Tyler race lap. Family-friendly adventure race. And going to include live music from Showdown, going to be food, and sounds like a bunch of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
We've got all the details with that happening over at Ogren Park on May 21st. So it's coming up kind of fast.
All right, there you go.
They're cramming a bunch of fun. They had the Food Truck Festival last week.
They
got
did.
This coming up. Just kind of cramming as much fun as they can over into Ogren Park before baseball season starts.
Squeezing in a lot of stuff. And then, of course, baseball kicks off at the end of this month, too, which is pretty exciting.
And then finally, we mentioned this yesterday, but pretty dang cool. You could win tickets to every single Kettle House Amphitheater show of 2022.
Including the ones that are already sold out.
Which there's like 5 or 6 shows.
There's a bunch of them, yeah.
You cannot jump on and get tickets to a handful of shows because they're sold out.
Goo Goo Dolls are sold out. Black Crows are sold out. Both nights of Billy Strings are sold out. And you can go to all of these shows.
Yeah, as part of the contest, you would win tickets to every single show on the calendar for Kettle House Amphitheater. How awesome would that be?
Absolutely.
It's one of those, hey, not going to win if you don't at least try.
Yeah, give it a shot.
It's one of those things. Just enter. You never know. You might get the call back. If you do want to enter, you have just a little over a week. May 18th is the final day to get in on this. But man, how cool would that be? I think there's
definitely
about 30 shows, I think, right now on the calendar lineup.
It's a really solid lineup this year. So, if you want to just get in on that and go to every single one, or even if you don't want to go to every single one, but you want to go to most of them, it's going to be worth it.
You'll have plans from end of May here all the way through about September, though.
Absolutely, yeah.
With all the shows over at Kettle House. All right. Details with all those stories you just heard, you'll find them, KissFM.com, or with your Kiss FM mobile app with your look at what's going on around town. It's 94.9 Kiss FM.
Flathead Lake, it's Montana's country leader, 94.9 Kiss FM. Newsy and noteworthy, and it's now on 94.9 Kiss FM.
Yes, it is. What's newsy and noteworthy for your morning? And a baby boy was born during Metallica's concert in Brazil on Saturday. The fan there was 39 weeks pregnant, went into labor during the encore, so at least you got to see the whole show. She gave birth during the final song, Enter Sandman, at 11:15. Medical personnel were going to take her to the local hospital, but the baby was too close to arrival. They just had to do it.
Already a good baby.
Yes.
Waited till the end. Last song.
Exactly. And probably the youngest fan to ever attend a Metallica concert.
That's probably, yeah. Good point. Story here says a hacker recently gained access to a man's phone, get into the bank accounts. What'd he do? He used the guy's phone and his McDonald's app, purchased 100 Chicken McNuggets and extra sauce. The guy noticed it somehow in his app that somebody purchased 100 nuggets and sauce. He called McDonald's. They refused to refund his money, but they did. They said they would close his account through the app.
Okay.
He changed his passwords, called the bank, eventually did get a refund.
That's good.
But that's when someone's gaining access to someone else's phone. No, they're not going for the credit card.
Right, Social Security, nothing like that.
Just want to order those McNuggets.
Actually, speaking of fast food here, a guy in Northern California discovered a menu item at Taco Bell years ago called the Grilled Stuffed Nacho, which was basically a triangle-shaped quesadilla stuffed with beef sauce, sour cream, and tortilla strips. But they pulled it from their menu a week after he found it. Never brought it back. It has not been on their menu since 2015. So early last year, he started an online protest and promised to work out every day until they added it to their menu again. And now, 16 months later, he is still at it. Posted a new video of his workout every day on his TikTok, which is @StuffedNacho. He has not convinced Taco Bell to do anything yet, but he's lost 87 pounds.
Good for him.
As a result, he was 275. He's now well under 200.
Good for him.
Which, pretty wild. So, because it's maybe because he's not eating the stuffed nacho every day is also part of the factor here. Not eating Taco Bell and doing a lot of exercise, but definitely an unusual diet and exercise plan, but it's working for him.
Instead of getting an online petition with a couple thousand signatures, no, I'm going to go on a diet. That'll make him.
That'll show him.
Yeah. Story says Crocs is giving away 10,000 free pairs of their shoes this week to nurses and healthcare workers. It's National Nurses Week. And if you want more details on the freebies, go to the Crocs website. But pretty cool them step up, do it.
Nice, love that. Jason Oxentine is a guy who's a teacher's aide and athletics director at a middle school in North Carolina. And I say he was that because he's not anymore. He was at school 2 Fridays ago needed to move his truck from the back of the building to the front of the building, but I guess he was too busy, so he asked a middle schooler to do it for him. And thankfully, thankfully the kid's okay, no one got hurt, but while they were moving his truck, they lost control of it, crashed into 3 different school buses, which there were no kids in the buses, all the buses were parked. But he got fired for it last week. Also got a ticket for giving his keys to a minor. The school says it'll cost around $6,700 to fix the buses, and the guy's truck is totaled.
What are you doing?
That is just, come on, man.
Man, all right. Cincinnati police recently arrested a man for shooting out a window at a White Castle with a crossbow. 23-year-old stormed into the restaurant, demanded a store credit for his unsatisfactory meal. The restaurant refused. He went to his car, got his crossbow, shot out the window. Then he fled. Cops ended up arresting him, charging him with assault. If I ever get that mad for like $9 worth of something, just go ahead and whack.
Yeah, well, time to break out the crossbow.
What's an order at the White Castle cost?
Absolutely. It's less than $9.
It's got to be less
probably,
than $15, right? Man. All right, there you go. Newsy and noteworthy. It's KISS.
Yep, this is your local country morning show. No bones about it. Smith and Nelson on 94.9 KISS FM. Smith and Nelson's Odds and Ends on 94.9 KISS FM.
Yes, it is. Some odds and ends for your morning. And Old Bay seasoned goldfish crackers are now a thing. So there you go. You can find them in stores nationwide. Pepperidge Farm owns goldfish. They partner with the McCormick Spice brand, which owns Old Bay. Not their first collaboration. They actually did a limited run of Frank's Red Hot goldfish last year.
Nice.
So, yeah, there you go.
This is a story about a guy in Taiwan, maybe a little too much time on his hands. Recently built a mobile fish tank so he can take his pet goldfish for walks. He put a fish tank on a 4-wheel scooter, attached a battery-powered filtration system, a lighting system, and an oxygen pump. And then he and his fish go out for walks and stop and grab bubble tea here and there.
Ah, well, good for them.
So there you go.
I'm glad that fish is getting out there. It's important for fish to stay active.
Got to get some daylight, sunshine.
A couple in Virginia couldn't decide which last name to use. The bride wanted to use the groom's last name, or the groom wanted to use the bride's last name. Both had reasons to keep their own name, so they decided to let the officiant of the wedding flip a coin at the altar, and they would honor the results of the coin flip, and that would determine which name they'd share. The husband won the coin toss. The officiant introduced them under his name. A clip of that moment kind of going viral on TikTok. The couple says the idea worked for them because they flip coins a lot. Quote, flip coins a lot. That's what they say.
I don't understand why it's going viral, since in the end, they're doing it the way that everybody does it anyway.
That's also true, yeah.
Story, it says Netflix is going to air a Bob Saget tribute coming up June 10th, so 1 month from today. John Stamos, of course, Bob Saget's BFF.
Of course.
Jim Carrey, Chris Rock, and Jeff Ross, all going to be a part of the tribute. That's a pretty good lineup right there.
Really terrific, yeah, that's exciting. Back in the 70s, there was a couple who owned a restaurant in Ontario. They used to let people trade stuff for food instead of paying, which that's a pretty cool thing right there. And they've still been doing their thing at their restaurant in Ontario, and now a painting they once got for a grilled cheese sandwich is expected to sell at auction for $27,000.
A lot of grilled cheese sandwich.
That is an expensive grilled cheese sandwich right there.
How great is that, though?
That's great. That's incredible.
The great is that you could go walk in and just give them something of yours.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I can't find my wallet.
Yeah.
Here, grab this lamp. That'll get us dinner.
Yeah, more places should do something like that.
That's awesome. A couple things that happened on this date. In 1975, Sony's Betamax, first home video cassette recorder, went on sale in Japan. And this date, in 2008, the winner of the 4th season of American Idol in 2005, you would know her as Carrie Underwood.
Ah, yes.
She was inducted into the Grand Ole Opry, being introduced by Garth Brooks.
Man, just 3 years after she won American Idol?
How great is that? Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. 3 years after she won the show, she was inducted into the Grand Ole Opry by Garth Brooks.
That's wild.
I mean, it wasn't just some casual Joe Blow performer of the night that was like, hey, can you do the honors? And
yeah.
Sometimes they'll just have, someone from earlier in the show and kind of do something. But, that's pretty amazing there.
That's pretty wild, yeah.
All right, there you go. Some odds and ends for your morning. It's KISS.
94.9 KISS FM.
Looking for the 94.9 KISS FM, and always with your free KISS FM mobile app. I think there's Still enough time. Somebody wants to throw together one more beer festival.
Just scramble something together real quick.
We can maybe squeeze it into KYSS Park on the last Friday of the month.
Love that as soon as the weather gets somewhat nice, there's just 3 beer fests back-to-back in a row at KYSS Park.
We had the Garden City Brew Fest over the weekend, Saturday, which you were there.
I was there for a little bit, and the weather, it was kind of mixed. It actually, it rained, it like downpoured for a brief moment while I was there. Just like the rain suddenly came over and, kind of took people out. But, I was under a tent. You're good. You're under the tent, right?
There you go. Coming up on Friday, it's the Backcountry Brew Fest.
Right.
Coming up next week, it's the Bacon and Brew Fest.
Yes.
If we can just squeeze one more in at the end of the month, we can just make a complete run of it for the month of May.
Absolutely. Now that I went to a Garden City Brew Fest, which I wasn't expecting to be able to go to, I'm like, maybe can I go 3 for 3? Can I make it to all 3 brew fests? Will I get like a special plaque if I do? That'd be great.
Should be on site, just waiting for you. And he checked in. Here's your plaque, sir. You did it. Although they should have some kind of a punch card deal or something. You go to one, you save a little bit of money on another.
Yeah, you get a T-shirt that says, like, I made it to all 3 brew fests, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
I like it.
Yeah.
You do a submit. You need to have a suggestion box on site for all the beer festivals.
Yes.
This is pretty cool. It has nothing to do with the couple minutes we just spent talking about the beer festivals, but it's beer related.
Yes, it is.
And it's very cool. The 2022 World Beer Cup, which I guess is a thing that happens every 2 years.
Okay.
And basically it's probably what you can make from it. It's a collection of people submitting kind of their beers for judging and for awards.
Yeah, and they also have
big competition.
And they didn't do it 2 years ago because of COVID, so now it's actually the first time they've done it
since 2018.
4 years,
right? Yeah. Which I was trying to do the math, like, okay, that makes sense because they didn't do it.
2 + 2 is 4, yes.
Well, when I first saw it, I was like, they haven't done it for 4 years. And I was like, 4 years? What are they doing? Then I saw, it's every other year they hold it.
Yep.
How about 10,000 entries from almost 2,500 breweries in 57 countries?
So it really is just beer around the world.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Awards given in 103 different categories. Cool part is 4 Montana breweries were awarded.
Man.
And one of them is a Missoula brewery.
Nice.
How cool is that?
Love to see that.
Out of, again, 103 categories from almost 2,500 breweries, 57 countries, 10,000 entries. And we got one here in Missoula.
Yeah, definitely. So that would be Bayern Brewing, who won the bronze in the South German-style Hefeweizen category with their St. Walter Hefeweizen.
Also, 2 places in Bozeman and 1 in Phillipsburg.
Yeah.
Getting recognized.
Bozeman Brewing, Phillipsburg Brewing, and Mountains Walking Brewery in Bozeman.
That's pretty cool. So we got a Missoula brewery on the list.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, the 2022 World Beer Cup. You can kind of see more details and actually look through all the different winners. Kind of cool to see where everybody came from. But yeah, kind of awesome to have a little recognition for
Definitely.
Bayern.
We have so many breweries in Missoula. Statistically, it was likely we'd make it there in some way.
We had to get it somehow, somewhere. Right? Yeah, it makes sense. All right, check out the details of the 2022 World Beer Cup. We have them for you with your KISS FM mobile app.
Newsworthy nugget of the day with Smith and Nelson on 94.9 KISS FM.
Brought to you by Farside Sign, Missoula's leading full-service sign and custom vehicle graphic shop. Farside Sign in the 2200 block of South Avenue West.
We bring you a nugget every morning. That's where we try to find a little piece of information, just a little something that you didn't already know that hopefully makes you go, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, exactly. And did you know there are only 2 people ever who have won both a Nobel Prize and an Oscar?
Wow.
2 awards that are very different from each other for the most part.
Yeah.
Those people are George Bernard Shaw and Bob Dylan.
Wow.
George Bernard Shaw was a screenwriter, and in the 20s, he won the Nobel Prize for Literature. In the 30s, he won an Oscar for screenwriting. And then Bob Dylan was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature a few years back. I believe famously refused it, I think, for a little bit. Just didn't show up to the ceremony or whatever it was. But he won an Oscar in 2001 for Best Original Song for a movie. And there is one guy who sort of almost got there, and that would be Al Gore, who got the Nobel Prize for climate change. And then his movie, And It Can Be in Truth, won the Oscar for Best Documentary. But the Oscar went to the director instead of Al Gore. Yeah. So he actually is Oscarless, despite his best efforts.
Pretty amazing. Only 2 people.
Only 2 people ever, both a Nobel Prize and an Oscar. Need to or not, now you know.
Flanagan Motors